This psychopath girl swore she would kill Dakota Ditcheva, but it was all trash talk, because what Dakota did to her on fight night was absolutely mind-blowing.
I tell you what though, they're both, at such a young age, both 17 I believe, both listen to their corners like, seasoned professionals. Because here the corners, they're literally like, that back leg push kick's unbelievable.
I'm certainly got some venom behind that right hand.
Ditcheva.
Oh, that's jumping knee. That's really hurt Kaslin. She backs up onto the ropes, throws the knee in again, and then a third. The referee's having a look.
This is Boxing Planet, and in today's video, you're going to see one of Dakota Ditcheva's early fights, where she faced a psychopath girl, Becky Kaslin. Their Muay Thai showdown took place in 2015 in Birmingham during the Muay Thai Grand Prix event. What happened that night became one of the most talked about early moments in Dakota's rise. Round 1. The moment the opening bell rang, Dakota Ditcheva stepped out of her corner with that calm, icy confidence she was known for, even in her early career. Dakota used her long frame perfectly, snapping a stiff teep right into Becky's midsection, stopping her forward rush.
They're very tall though, aren't they?
Yeah, very tall, very lean. Oh, Ditcheva, that's right high kick there, followed by the right cross.
It just shows skill though, doesn't it, from both these girls?
And just wonder what these girls are going to be like in 4 or 5 years' time, where sort of a bit of development of strength and power has come in.
Yeah, I mean, they're already killers now.
Absolutely. Well, Kaslin using a few low attacks. Caught the front leg of Ditcheva.
Ditcheva's just come back from Thailand, where she was victorious over there. And she's been training hard for this as well, because we talked about one of the premier events, main event.
And that sort of experience travelling worldwide at this kind of age has only got to be good preparation for you, fighting different styles.
Becky tried to answer with a wild right hook into a low kick, but Dakota's footwork made her miss by inches. Then, Dakota fired her first clean combination, a sharp jab, followed by a left body kick that echoed across the venue. Becky felt it. You could see it in her expression.
She's just trying to counter. She's going to go for the later round. She's in here for the long haul. Dakota's in there to try and get rid of you early.
Movement-wise, a little stark contrast to the previous fight, one man hunting down the other, but the girl was really quite content to stand square in the centre of the ring.
Yeah, she's...
Still, she pushed forward, throwing flurries, trying to overwhelm Dakota with aggression. But every time, Dakota stayed just outside range, picking her apart with timing. Round 1 ended with Dakota landing a clean right hand as Becky rushed in, a moment that made the crowd roar. Round 2. As round 2 began, Becky came out desperate to make something happen. She tried to turn the fight into a brawl, clinching and throwing knees.
Even if you're under pressure, for example, or just for those finer little points, you need them.
For a moment, she succeeded in slowing Dakota down, pressing her against the ropes and attacking the body. But this is where Dakota's Muay Thai IQ showed. Instead of panicking, she countered with slicing elbows inside the clinch, forcing Becky to respect the inside exchanges.
She's excellent, superbly strong and great with her legs.
Oh, front kick to the head there, and Kaslin smiled it off, fair play to her. And she's taken another one there.
Yeah, Ditcheva's just seems to have found a range now, doesn't she? Starting to land with those kicks.
And so fast, it comes from floor to head within seconds, almost as quick as a jab would come in. And now the clinch, and she goes to work with the knees to the midsection, and they'll be scoring points.
Yeah, I mean, that was some 2 sharp knees through the middle. And I was talking about it takes the wind out of you, especially if you get it on the ribs as well.
You certainly see a reddening though, as you mentioned, on the front of Ditcheva, so Kaslin has been putting in her shift as well.
Yeah, I mean, she has, like I said, she's very much a counter fighter, moves very well, scores with 2 kicks and makes her miss.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of this fight, but in the later rounds, if it gets into the clinch, that's where the story's going to unfold.
Then came the turning point. Dakota unleashed a brutal mid-kick that folded Becky for a second. Becky backed up, trying to hide the damage, but the arena knew Dakota had taken control.
Ability in the world, but you've got to have the right mentality, and at that age, it's quite rare to have that combination.
It is, and that's coming through the junior routes. There was years of travel. I started when I was 12, and I tell you what, with some of the fighters you'll see later on, some of them were started at sort of 6, 7, and 8 years old, would you believe? And
Round 3. The final round began with Becky throwing everything she had left. She charged, swinging, hoping for a lucky shot. But Dakota remained calm, punishing every mistake.
Some adapting to.
yeah, it does. You know, it's literally overnight sometimes with some of these boys and girls coming through. And it's not just physical, it's mental as well.
Right. Well, again, Dakota, the aggressor, but Kaslin just scoring shots on the back foot. Short kicks to the to the thighs, then one to the midsection again, and Ditcheva just reddening, increasing on the ribs.
Well, Kaslin's doing it, she's on the back foot, scoring well with a right body kick, scoring cleanly to the, you can just see there, making Dakota miss.
There's a solid right cross
This
though.
is where
That's got
Dakota wants
through.
you, see, look, this is where she'll go. She's fireworks, I tell you, that's a great knee.
She's looking dominant in the clinch there. Tried to throw, didn't get there, but she's now just doubling up with that left and right cross.
Dakota's timing was perfect. Clean teeps, sharp counters, and steady pressure. Becky absorbed shot after shot, but refused to quit.
Both very, very level. Dakota's a little bit more explosive, but Kaslin's a good scorer.
Certainly got some venom behind that right hand.
Great knee.
Ditcheva, and
Oh,
that
that's
jumping
winded
knee.
there.
That's really hurt Kaslin. She backs up onto the ropes, throws the knee in again, and then a third. The referee's having a look. We're going to have a standing 8 count.
That was
The fight went the full distance, but everybody inside the venue already knew who won. When the judges read the decision, Dakota Ditcheva won clearly, almost certainly a unanimous decision. It was one of her early fights that showed she wasn't just a talented prospect, she was a future star in the making.
Ditcheva started to come a little bit more as the rounds went on as well in that third match, just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more powerful, and it like
Dakota Ditcheva. And ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for your runner-up, Rebecca Kaslin.
So 2 wins in quick succession for Dakota Ditcheva.
And that brings us to the end of one of Dakota Ditcheva's most eye-opening early fights. Watching this matchup again, you can see exactly why Dakota has become one of the most feared rising stars in the combat world. Even back then, before the bright lights, before the global spotlight, she showed discipline, precision, and a level of striking IQ that Becky Kaslin simply couldn't match. Becky came in aggressive, emotional, and ready for war, but Dakota stayed calm, technical, and completely in control from the first bell to the final seconds. This fight wasn't just about winning on the scorecards, it was about proving a point, proving that even when someone comes at Dakota with chaos, trash talk, and wild pressure, she can break them down with clean technique and world-class composure. That's what separates hype from real talent, and on that night in Liverpool Olympia, Dakota Ditcheva showed everyone exactly which category she belongs in. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more early fights, rare footage, and deep dive analysis, make sure you hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more fight stories just like this. Your support means everything, and trust me, what's coming next is even better.
What am I going to do in the next 16 years? What's the best thing I can do? Get ready to meet God.